they'll lynch you. But he did, and he laughs at
I bet you are different cat. You're different cat of fish.
Yes, everybody, Russ and the West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe. Oh, God, turn it right down. Hope you're all safe and well from you, Andy. Give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. We are live, and we're live. I've been live all week, I think so. Anyway, I hope you're safe and well. Happy Friday. Congratulations. Another week has gone. Another week about West Ham as well, isn't it? Isn't it nice? Isn't it nice? Isn't it relaxing? Isn't it relaxing? But literally breaking news just before we came on that West Ham have announced a third friendly for their sort of pre-season thingamajig break. So we've just announced that we are going to be travelling to Udinese on the 10th of December. So obviously we play Cambridge next Tuesday. The 10th is, I believe, tickets go on sale for the Udinese game. I had it here. Where is it? I had it here. Where has it gone? The Udinese game go on sale tomorrow at midday. So Udinese tickets, if you fancy a little trip to Italy, that's what Udinese is. Tickets go on sale on Saturday, 12 p.m. First come, first serve. There we go. So I mean, that's 3 friendlies. So it's going to be quite a busy week and a half, really, isn't it? Leading up to, and then we don't have anything until Boxing Day. But anyway. Or they might even do another one. Who knows? How interesting. Hope everyone is safe and well. Nice to see everybody. Nice to see everybody in the chat. If you're in the festive mood, we've been doing, we're running our Advent calendar, our West Ham Advent calendar every day. Open up a new box, a new door to reveal a new player. Today's number 2, so we've got Tim Breaker, and we've got a little bit of a snippet from an interview we did with Tim a while back, and then so every day we go with the shirts. Number 1, I think we had Shaka, and then we had number 2, we had Tim Breaker, who's going to be number 3 tomorrow, then we got number 4. You know how the Advent calendars work, Russ. So that goes all the way up to 24. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully you enjoy that. Little snippets of sort of West Ham interviews with ex-players from the archives, and we're sort of matching it with their shirts. Very clever. So yeah, keep an eye out for that every day, every morning, really, in the UK. Just as you get up to have your cup of tea and open up your own Advent calendar. Ta-da! West Ham Network have done one for you as well. It is Have Your Safe Right. A lot's been going on. A lot has been going on in the last week, maybe, if not the last 24 hours. So what I thought I'd do is, friend of the channel, member of the West Ham Network, Luke. He's obviously he's had a kid, and so his mumblings, his musings tend to be about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. So he actually sent me a video because he's probably in bed now because the baby's asleep. So I thought Luke's video really encapsulates what I want to talk about over the next hour or so, and what I want you guys to come on and talk to me about, and what you think about it. Obviously, we'll start with Luke's video and then we'll crack on from there. I'll pass you on to Luke now.
Right, hello people. Just thought I'd make a quick video because something's been doing around on social media during the World Cup. Declan Rice has apparently revealed, rather surprisingly apparently, that he wants to play Champions League football and win trophies in his career. And suddenly everyone's got on social media and reacted, and this is him saying he wants to leave West Ham. And he shouldn't be kept anymore, and come out like this, disgraceful, etc. For the majority of fans, I would say surely this is the most predictable thing you can say. But he said it before. When we first got into the Europa League, he said this is exactly the sort of West Ham should be on. If we want to be successful, be in Europe consistently, and try to win trophies. Declan Rice is a world-class level player. I actually thought he was going to leave the club. Prior to this season, the fact that he's still here at the club is to me a bit of a gift for us, if you like. He certainly hasn't played like he wants to leave. That's for sure. But I think people have to be a bit reasonable because there's one thing that happens when players go on international duty, they do forget that they play for their club. They get interviewed by national press. If they go away for England, Spain, Italy, Germany, national press. They interview them about how it's going. They always say something that they wouldn't normally say interviewed by club reporter. So I'm quite glad that it's come out. This is an honest interview. We're always asking players to be honest, not beat around the bush, just say the company line. And he's only saying what he should be saying. Every player that wants to win something should be saying they want to win. They should be saying, "Oh, it's nice to be here. If we can be here, if we can win a few games, great. No, you go to win it. You go to win the competition. That is what every player, that's what every club should. Declan Rice is at West Ham, and if we had any ambition, we should be trying to achieve what Declan Rice wants to achieve. Not because Declan Rice wants to achieve it, but because we want to achieve it, and it happens to be Declan Rice is playing for us at the same time. So, unless I've got it completely wrong, what Declan is saying is completely normal. It's what he should be saying, if anything. And if anything, the club he plays for should be matching those ambitions. West Ham have spent 180 million in the summer. In what we'd expect and hope that it's for those exact reasons, to be successful, to be consistent in Europe, and start to build a platform to be successful consistently. And I don't know, if I'm reading wrong into it, I've had a newborn baby. I'm trying to concentrate on that, family life, and football at the same time. If I've got something wrong, I'm also doing nights. I'm sleeping during the day, not through the night. So if I've missed something, if I'm naive and this is completely wrong, got the wrong end of the stick, tell me. That's fine. I'll completely understand. But from what I can say, a reporter was asked him, "Do you want to be successful? Do you want to win trophies and compete at the top level football?" And he's basically said, "Yes, I do." How does that mean that he's saying, "I don't want to be at West Ham no more. I'm bored. I'm tired of it"? I don't know. It doesn't compute to me. I've even seen some people posting online that he's acting like Dimitri Payet. That is the complete opposite of what Declan Rice is doing. For what it's worth, I don't agree with the World Cup being out of Qatar. I don't agree with it being a winter tournament. But good luck to Declan Rice, and I hope he wins it for England. I hope we bring the trophy back home. But saying that, let's get the World Cup done, get West Ham back again, and stop being miserable over a club football rather than country football. So, bottom line is, good luck Declan Rice. He's saying exactly what every footballer should be saying. Be successful, win trophies, yada yada yada. And you'd like to think that West Ham want the same thing and want to achieve the same. Sorry, got a bit of a cough. Achieve the same thing and want the same thing. So, hopefully, I am still GSB out. I always will be. But if the club really want to be successful, you'd like to think that maybe Declan Rice, is kind of saying I'm at a club that also want to be successful in trophies. That's it. Rant done. Rant over. Come on England, let's win the World Cup and let's get West Ham back.
There we go. Congratulations to Luke as well, who has had a little hammerette. Nice to see. Couple of new babies, actually, it seems. We've had Luke and we've had Becca and Tom. They've had a little baby as well. So, sweet, innit? Anyway, sorry, I've ignored the chat. Let's go for the chat. Webley, hope you're well. Jan, hope you're well. Richard, hope you're well. Happy Hammerette's in the house. Going to be driving but listening. Please don't text and drive. Papa Smurf is here. Wills, hope you well. Saw Advent Calendar with Timmy Breaker. That was taken a while ago before Anton. Yeah, Anton had a haircut before that. Yeah, he hasn't had one since then, I don't think. But yeah, check out the Advent Calendar thing if you like it. It's every day we bring in another X-Hammer and just a little sort of snippet of the interview we've done with them. Sort of a funny bit, sort of it's meant to be a little bit jovial and stuff like that. But we've got people from all different age groups in terms of players. We've got them from the McAvenis to the, I can't remember who we've got, but I've done it all and I can't remember who I've got. But yeah, please check it out and like and share it, because I think it's so much, it's nice to share a little bit of Christmas joy, because we haven't got West Ham till Boxing Day, so you might as well enjoy being a West Ham fan until we play Arsenal. But as I said, we've just announced our third friendly, bang in the middle of the two friendlies that have already been announced. So obviously we had the Cambridge game, which was in risk of not happening, but they lost to Grimsby last on Saturday in the Cup. So the next round, they wouldn't be not in because obviously Grimsby's in there. So that's next Tuesday. I've seen a few people got their tickets for that already. Then we travel to Udinese later that week, and then for the Saturday, and then the following week we've got Fulham. So, as the tickets for the Udinese away game are available for tomorrow midday onwards, I believe. First come, first serve. So if you want a little trip to Udinese, good luck to you. What we got here? Yep, Scott's in. Darren, loads of congratulations. No's being announced, joining us in January. Seems a ploy now to soften the blow of Rice, possibly exiting early. Mabes. Or maybe a way of convincing him to stay for a bit longer. Don't know. Don't think it looks good coming from our captain. He could have said, "I like to do that with West Ham." He could have, yeah. But the question was about his own personal goals rather than West Ham's goals. And I think I'm very similar to Luke, and actually I'm very similar to, I think X said something as well, and I agree with that as well in terms of my take of it. Thanks for asking. It's nothing new. He's said nothing new that he hasn't said before. I think the fans have misread. We haven't West Ham. We're very much in a vacuum at the moment, and so. Any news we pounce on. Rice has said, I think he said you only get one career. He's 22. He didn't actually say, I want to leave West Ham. He said that, his aspirations. And as Luke said, he said that last year. He said that all the time. Everyone wants to play in the Champions League. Everyone wants to win things. And he didn't say that I want to leave West Ham. He just said, yeah, I've got aspirations to do this type of stuff. But we all know that's the case, and it hasn't changed. And I think people went a bit. It's the same thing as when I was talking to X the other day about it. It's the same when Declan, when there was this news that he was going, he was leaving. Declan Rice is leaving, and everyone's gone, oh, he's off for 70 million or Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed since what we've known about for the last 18 months. The fact is, his contract runs out at the end of this season, but we'll be exercising. We're definitely going to be exercising the 2-year option on top. So the chances are he may go in the summer, but he's not. This is not a come and get me interview. This is a. Yeah, someone asked me a question about my ambitions. Yeah, I do have. Of course, I have ambitions. If he didn't say I don't want to win stuff, if he does, yeah, I'm happy at West Ham, that shows that the guy's got an ambition, and that's not what he's like. So anyway, everyone's talking to each other. Well done, Luke. I was late, so I didn't know what I'm doing. Don't worry. I don't feel what Dex said was new. Yeah, we all know he's but exactly. He's been a top professional. If he leaves us, it'll be down to us as a club. No, I think if he leaves us, it's down to. I was talking to Anton about it yesterday. Actually, it's. For a lot of people, this is their first time where someone's left that, I'm going back to the likes of Rio Ferdinand, Frank Lampard, Joe Cole, Glenn Johnson, Jermaine Defoe to some extent as well. But they left because they were bigger than the club. We know we're never going to win we're never going to win the Premier League. Let's be honest. We might win a cup, maybe one year. We might, we might be regularly in Europe. It's fine by me, But for the aspirations of Declan Rice, we all knew when he, the last 18 months, 2 years, he's been playing a different level, and he's head and shoulders above everyone else. Gonzo made a really good point the other day. The players he's bought, the players that have been bought in for this summer, he wants to play with players who are better than him. He's still the best player at the club. And, we spent £180 million and they haven't got up to that level yet. Not saying that some Paqueta couldn't be a better player than Declan Rice, because he may well be. But he hasn't shown that. So he's sort of at this, not plateauing, but he's going to plateau. And, he wants to be playing with the likes of Foden and De Bruyne or Bellingham. And I think that's always going to be part of the plan. You're never going to get a one-man club anymore now. You know, he could break the mould and be like Mark Noble, but that's to a detriment of his career, you know, because, you know, he could, you know, you want, you know, as you said, it's a short career, so to speak. He'll want to be winning stuff. So it's nothing new, in my opinion. I can't see us getting Champions League for his contract. No, we won't do. At no point has said he wants to leave. Indeed, Sharky, hope you're well. I agree, Luke. Deck has said nothing wrong. Don't think he'll win anything with West Ham. The things I don't support and haven't watched a minute of the games. It was clever journey. It was it was it was clipped and put out there. And as I said, everything at the moment, because we're not fed any news at the moment, because there's nothing. It's nothing new really. Some rumours and stuff. Well, there's some rumours, the Hammers headlines. It's just gone to, you know, and it's just exasperated. And that's the thing. It's all about vacuum, and that's the thing. As the role of captain is elevating his teams, and don't think it's a great look. I don't really. He hasn't slagged off West Ham. That's what I mean. I think again. I think I can see why people say that. I don't agree with it, yeah, but I can see why people would say that he shouldn't have said what he said. But he was asked a question in the same way. If he hadn't answered the question that was posed to him, it would have looked even worse. Because it was clearly, you know, I mean, he said he's played. It was about his own. It was not about the team. It was about him as a person. And I think what they've done is a lot of people haven't watched the full interview and have only watched the clip. And actually was asked about his aspirations, where he wants to be. It wasn't asked about him as a club, him as a person. Now he could say, he could have said, "I'd hope that's to be West Ham." But the chances are he's realistic. We're realistic. He wants to play Championship League football. He wants to win trophies, and that's his objective. And obviously, that's always our objective. That's our objective. That's our long-term objective. We'd love to play in the Champions League. We'd love to win trophies, but we're realistic as well. You know, unless there's a situation where you get a Leicester fluke season, whoever's going to win the title is going to be dominated by 2 or 3 clubs. And that's always going to be the way it is. Got my tickets to the Brentford game. Excellent. Yep. Now he's so good, he helped my Canada score a goal. Every player's ambitious, though. However, he said it could have been twisted like he was unhappy. Totally agree. However, Deck wants to win trophies. We as a club need to match those ambitions. That means getting results and putting in performances. It does, and also it means investing in the team. I think, and again, Gonza did a great video about it yesterday, actually. And he was saying that, you know, if the club had said to him in January, they'd gone out and bought one, not world-class player, but one excellent midfield player or one excellent player, that may well have been in, you know, it's all kept that going. You know, there's been this influx of players, and they're all good players on paper, not gelling at the moment, but he's still the best player at the club. That's the thing. You'd want someone to go and go, right, okay, this is da-da-da-da. They get that player. He's now the best player. Yeah, and then Deck has to raise it. You know, at the moment, he can put in a, I'm not saying he does, but he puts in a 7 out of 10 performance. He could, you know, he's the best. He's highest, third highest in the running stats, and he's trying to drive the team forward. I mean, it's a big fish in a small pond, let's be honest. I mean, you look at someone, I mean, Gonzo mentioned Grealish. And actually, I think Grealish is a bad example, really, because he's had practically no game time at Man City. He was the big man on campus at Villa. He left to go to City, and City haven't really played him as much as I think everyone assumed they would, especially paying £100 million for him. But he seems happy. So it's like, and he's winning trophies, so... It's yin and yang, isn't it? I think it's yin and yang. He's 24. There we go. Question: if Declan Rice leaves, who should be West Ham's next captain? Flynn Downs for me. That's who I'd put as captain. He's always going to leave. Of course, he is. Now look at left back. We need a left back, not Emerson or Arthur. Love Caswell, and now we have the same problem on the right. Get players that play in the right position, not more square pegs. We'll talk about a left back who said he wants to play for West Ham as a transfer target. So make sure that's 5:00 tonight. I'm sure Rice will sit down with the owners and come to a mutual agreement. I'm sure that's the case. Season over, folks. We can still turn it around, and we won't be in Europe, but won't win in Europe. Put us in the Champions. It will put us into the Europa League, not the Champions League. So if we win the conference, we go into the Europa League. The guys that win the Europa League go into the conference. So next year, regardless, if we won the conference, we're in Europe already next year. The third year in a row we've qualified for Europe. I think that's a record. Because last year, this year was the first time we qualified for Europe in 2 years running, based on league position. Because we won, obviously, when you win the trophy, you go into it last year, and we did that previously in the 60s. But I think 3 years in a row, I don't know if you've ever done that. I might be corrected, but I don't think so. Rice can play for any club in the world, and I hope he joins someone decent. Me too. I think for me, as long as he doesn't go to Chelsea, I'm not really bothered where he goes, as long as he's not Chelsea. And I can't see him going to a Newcastle. So it's going to be an elite club, isn't it? He is going to an elite club. He's going to a club which can afford the £100 million or whatever it's going to be. It has to be in that rate. He's 24. He's entering his peak. He's not even hit his peak, really, in all honesty. That's usually about 26, 27, isn't it? So he hasn't hit his peak yet. He's played over 200 games for West Ham, I believe, already, which is more. And I think I did the sums. I think it's only Bobby Moore that's played more games at that time. I think so. Or someone like he's up there in terms of how many games he's played for his age. Rice, he's played almost 120 games for us. And he's, don't know how many caps he's got for England now, but must be 30 or 25, 30 caps for England now. So it's he's an elite level transfer, and so it will need to go to an elite club. So it will be City, United here. It would be Real Madrid. They were actively looking at him as well. It's going to be someone like that, and I don't think anyone would say, would criticise him for going for anything like that, because we're not Real Madrid. We're not a Man City. We can't go and spend 50 million quid on a squad player, or 100 million quid with a Jack Grealish on a squad player. Really, he doesn't even start really for them. So, 100 is investing in the team. It is 180 million pounds. When you look at on paper, some quality players we've bought, just not gelling, are they yet? But the good news is someone like, obviously Germany getting knocked out means that Tilo will be here a bit earlier. Obviously, Aged will still be around because still be there in Morocco, and Paqueta will still be out there, and Rice will still be out there, and Areola. Although he's not getting much game time, is he, Areola, in all honesty? We haven't got billionaire owners, and we've also, with finance fair play, have spending limits. Well, it is if you follow the rules. Rich, good afternoon to you. Hope you're well. I'd rather have Rice leave the Prem to continue his career. I think he wants to win the Premier League. As a kid growing up, the Premier League's all is his main focus. So, and he's got his cousins, he's got his nephews and things like that. I don't think he might not want to go abroad just yet, but I don't know. I hope he goes somewhere like Bayern Munich or Borussia Dortmund. I honestly think Dortmund's too small a club for him. I think it is. Look at Bellingham. Look at Sancho. They end up going to a next. They'll move. They move to Dortmund to get out of the English system, and then they end up going to Man United. Bellingham will probably be going to like Liverpool or someone like that this year, I'd imagine, based on ownership. Obviously, the issue now is, Man United's up for sale, so they're not going to spend any money until that sale's gone through. If it goes through before the summer, who knows? Same with Liverpool. So really, the only ones who've got any dollar coming about are Chelsea and Man City, in all honesty, and Newcastle. But no, If Rice is happy at being a big club, I'm happy. Wouldn't begrudge him leaving it as long as we spend the money wisely. Indeed. I think if he leaves with our blessing, He's conducted himself impeccably. We just need to spend the money wisely, indeed, and get ourselves in a position where we're consistently challenging the greedy six. I mean, for me, I think at that level of investment again. I mean, to be honest with this level of investment, we're a top 10 club. That's where we should be, and consistently in the hunt for the Europa League places. And then occasionally a few good wins, and we could be, teetering around the Champions League spot. That to me is a, I mean, that's our level. I honestly think that's our level. And good cup runs. That's for me. Question. Tell me what you think about it. For me, Ashby's our best right back. Why haven't we utilised him? No idea. And I totally agree. I think Ashby, from the first moment I saw him play for the under-23s, and then when I saw him season 4 last minute when he came on, we played Charlton and Hull in the Carabao Cup, and he looked like an absolute brilliant player. And he holds himself like he carries himself like a good player as well. You get that. Remember when you used to play football as a kid, and the really good players, they were good players before they started. Just the way they hold themselves and they walk, and he looked like a good player. I don't know why he's not being utilised. Particularly with when Soufal was injured, and then he's dropping form. Then Ben Johnson's dropping form. The fact is, Tilo Kehrer came in and had to go right and went right back, and he's now got a drop of form. You think it's a great opportunity for someone like Ashby to come in and establish himself. I mean, even when we had the Europa League games, Europa Conference games, he wasn't selected, which was really strange, and I never really understood that. But I don't know. Maybe it's a contractual thing as well. Maybe, like he hasn't signed a new contract, or maybe they offered him a contract and he said no and we didn't play. I think that happened to Ben Johnson a while ago as well, season 4 last. I don't know. I mean, he was injured quite a bit, and I know he's just returned back from injury. But still, and it's not nice to have players who don't want to be here around the club. If he doesn't want to be here, then fair enough. And maybe his heart was set on that January move, on that summer move, and it didn't happen. And maybe through a soul. I don't know. Moyes doesn't fancy him. I think his attitude rather than ability. If Rice wants to win something, he should enter a dumb haircut competition. I haven't seen anything from Ashby. I mean, I think he's a good player, Scott. He was the one this season I thought was going to push on and be our sort of. That's why I thought they were letting the likes of Ryan Fredericks go. Because, I mean, he would have still done a job for us this season, wouldn't he, in the Europa Conference and stuff. But they let him go, and I thought part of the reason for him letting go was to move Ashby up in the thing, but it didn't happen. I think almost all our fans are wishing well. He's top lad. Must admit, I'm hoping Agent Noble will pull a rabbit out of the hat. Ashby's been injured a lot. Shame. I would have been a regular now if he hadn't. I totally agree. I don't think Kehrer is as good as people are saying. He makes clumsy. I've always said, go back and check. He does seem to misjudge the ball quite a bit, and he does go in for challenges quite quickly and gets beaten and gets turned a little bit. I said that right from the beginning, and it just seems to be a little bit more regular now. Question. Tell me what you think about affairs. If after break the players start to gel and we get on a rampage at the league table, will we still have so many Moyes out? Yes, Scott, you still will. Because I know, I think people genuinely want a change, and I think even if and I think that was what was leading up to this drop, and then it just moved on. So for me, I thought, I've always been better than we know. That's always I have always been the way. We've been stung. We've tried new things. We've taken risks and we've moved. It doesn't work with West Ham. We're not very a risky club. We're quite risk adverse, and it's happened before. We've just gone and look at the Pellegrini experiment. Maybe even the issue. With someone like Big Sam, he steadied the ship, and we were not worried about relegation or anything at all. He steadied the ship. And then the football wasn't great. So people were like, get him out. And then Slav came in. We had a great season. I think he would have. I think Bilic, based on the players he brought in, was fantastic. But I think even in the last season at the Bowling, I think any manager would have had a good season, in all honesty. But then when Bilic came back, that second season at the London Stadium didn't work. And maybe you wanted someone with a bit more experience to try and sort that transition over. But it didn't happen. Moyes came in, steadied the ship. Would like to have Moyes to carry on. No, we're going to go and get Pellegrini in. He's a proven winner. Spend loads of money. Didn't work. Didn't work, did it? Brought Moyes back in. So now for me, it's like, where's the next one? So it's like, I think a lot of people. For us, for me, it's Europe or bust this season. I don't think the FA Cups we're going to have a chance this season because I think there's too many teams who got knocked out of the Carabao Cup. There's too many teams who are, so I think particularly the London clubs, the likes. I mean, we're playing Brentford. I really think they'll be up for it because they got a great opportunity to do well in the cup. Particularly the likes of Man City and Chelsea are playing each other, and there's a lot of other clubs which could be knocked out. A good cup run, and you could, and it'd be quite, one of those teams, Brentford. Who else? Fulham, maybe. These types of clubs will have a good run. I don't think we are set up this year. For me, it's Europe or bust. It's conference or bust. So it is all or nothing. So it's almost like, as long as we don't get relegated, good league position, we're not going to challenge. We're not going to be challenging for the top 6, top 8. I don't think this year. Maybe, as I said, it could be. I mean, we're only 14 games in, let's be honest. So, still got 24 games to go. I've done the maths. But I think some people want to change. And that's fair enough, You're not going to please everyone all the time. You can only please some people all the time. I don't know whatever their statement is. But you'll always have people who are both sides of the fence. And there's more people on the outside at the moment, I think, based on discussions I've had with people. But I'm not, just me. Have you seen the Martin Opel interview? Yep, definitely. It was a great interview. Jack was absolutely giddy with joy. And actually, Jack's touring, if anyone's in, I think London, I think it's a new date for London. I think they've just announced another date for Manchester. They're doing in February. If anyone listens to Jack's podcast, he's doing a live tour, and it's selling out really well. He was nervous about it. It's selling out really well. Ashby's young and fast, but again, I don't see anything to see. He was better. Definitely better than Soufal. Definitely better than Johnson, in my opinion. Sort of the modern day fullback he really is. Not Taylor at the beginning, but he's gone off the ball a lot. So Dex is always overrated sideways to everyone until he was signed for one of the top 6. Then some fans will run into our faces that they've got the best CM in the rubbing the faces. We've got the best CM in the world, in the league. Yep. I think in his position, he's one of the best in the world. Genuinely do. I think someone's in the chat before. There's not one team I don't think he'll go into which wouldn't improve. He wouldn't improve massively when going straight in. Even like Real Madrid, him and the young lad, Cavani, the French guy. Those two together will be unstoppable. In La Liga. He's better than Kira and Cuba, but not. Simon Jordan thinks Declan Rice is overrated. There we go. 70 to 80, still good. Hope we put it back in the team to get more players. I mean, the thing is that he's not, unlike Grealish, and I think that's the issue. I think what Simon Jordan was saying particularly is, by trade, if you were putting him into a category, he's a defensive midfielder. He doesn't necessarily score the goals, so he's not going to bring the big bucks. So, where Grealish was 100 million, I think some clubs will not want to pay 100 million pounds for Declan Rice. They're mad if they don't, because I think he's what he brings is he brings energy, he brings defensive, he brings cohesion, he brings the defense into and the attack together. But I think that's the main issue with any price tag. My take in the whole situation is that we brought 8 players in, tried to implement a system. It's never going to go smoothly. We are a third of the way. I see us starting to turn it around. I totally agree. It's never easy when you're trying to bring loads of players in. And I still think the issue was we should have done 2 or 3 in that January and then brought 5 in now. Or 5 in the summer. So it wouldn't have been such a step change. But look, hindsight's a great thing, If me auntie had bollocks, it'd be me uncle. I don't know who will sign to replace, or I don't think we'll ever sign someone to replace Rice. There's people we've been talking about, and I think I think someone like Flynn comes in, and then I think it's who Flynn partners. Because we know Flynn's a good player, and Flynn at the moment is sort of Declan Rice about 3 years ago. I know Flynn's a similar age to Rice, but he plays very much like Declan Rice did play. So I think then you've got the ability to bring in, a more attack-minded midfielder maybe. I mean, you've got Paqueta there. Paqueta plays in the two for Brazil. Paqueta and Downs, and a third. I think Souček's I think Souček is, on his last legs. I think a little bit at West Ham. But there's loads of players we've been linked with, loads. But we'll find out. If Moyes goes, I'll go for Martinez. I know he failed at Belgium, yeah, but he failed at Everton as well, didn't he? That's what I mean. There's so many people to get. You could get, but you look at it, and it's like, well, him. It's like people saying Poch in his first season at PSG. Couldn't beat bloody Lille to the title, and he had a team full of superstars. He only won the cup that year. Tottenham choked at the final. They didn't win anything with Tottenham. Wasn't he in charge with when Leicester won the Premier League? So it's like, I don't know. Tuchel people call him a Champions League Moyes. So it's like, don't know. Got to run, folks. 13-hour drive to a funeral. Wow. Take care, man. Hope you guys well. I'm a bit surprised hasn't been moved to CDM during his career. He has played DM. He has played CDM. Definitely has played CDM in his time in his career. I'm pretty sure he has. Let's have a quick check. Tilo Kira. That's what I mean. He has played there. I'm pretty sure. I'm 98% sure. Let's have a quick look. Yes, he's played. Yeah, he has played defensive midfield in his time in his career. Why is it not working? But no, he has played there. I'm trying to think trying to see where he's played when he's played there, but I can't see. But he has played games. Obviously, right back. I mean, he's predominantly centre back, but he's played right back. I think he's played right back just as many times as he's played central. We move our team. Computer gone all slow. He might have to move to and score more goals. Yeah, true. He said Zabaleta was the most intelligent player. He shared a dressing room. He did, indeed. Martin Over did. To me, get the bar set at 100 million. Indeed. On next fixtures are tricky after the World Cup. They certainly are. No easy games. I'm halfway through calling you, but got a look for my better half. I only wanted to ask you in the chat if Rice leaves. Do you see? Yes, I do. And Soufal will be gone. I think so. Bielsa, really? He almost went down with Leeds. That's the thing. It's like for the football, yes, definitely. I get it. But then there's no. I don't think there's a right answer. There's not 100% right answer. The only one is the Sporting Lisbon manager. I think he looks good. But then there's no. But then the big minus is there's no Premier League experience there. So you don't know. People say, "Oh, Martin Noble. Martin Noble's not got no managerial experience." He's like, "What about Scott Parker?" Scott Parker failed at Bournemouth, albeit with, his hands tied behind his back. It's like there's literally you could debate any of these potential managers. There's no manager that's good enough. A few years ago, I would have said Rodgers, but no longer. That's what I mean. Although Rodgers has turned it around, but he went on a massive dip, and actually some part of that would have been due to the board, wasn't it? The board wasn't very helpful for him at all. We've had Jack from the Final Whistle, who's a big Leicester City fan on, and that's what he was saying. That's what he was saying, basically. So what have we got coming up tonight? Tonight we've got Hammer's Headlines. Hammer's Headlines tonight. We've got a few transfer rumours, as per usual. Also, I think he says Irish Tommy might be on doing the Late Late Show tonight. He hasn't texted me yet, but keep an eye out for that. That'll be tonight, 10 o'clock. It'll be good fun. We'll have a good giggle as well. As I said, tonight we've got Hammer's headlines, 3 stories. We talk about Evan Ndika. You might remember him from Eintracht Frankfurt. 6'4", big lad. We linked with him. We linked with as a left back who he's openly said in an interview that he wants to join West Ham or Chelsea. And then a bit more about the Michael Keane situation as well. So, and also we'll have our next door number 3 will be open of our very merry WHN Xmas. And see, I've done the crossed hammers as an X. Very good. Who will be number 3? Who knows? So make sure. I'd see you. Great shout, Mancini. Yeah. Team Noble up with Sporting Lisbon manager. The only person I trust is Noble, to be honest. Done with MOYES' English Yardie. And then next week is my last full week for going on holiday. Woo! Whoop, 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 whoop. And we'll probably do. I don't know what's happening with coverage for the Cambridge game. We may do a watch along for the Cambridge game. We may do. I don't know if I'm going to be around. We might do something for the Udinese game if it's on telly, but we don't know. We just don't know. But we might even do little previews. We'll do some. We'll try and get an X-Hammer on and have a chat with them. We'll also have a little video put together tonight. We've got the 92-93 promotional season event at London, at the Hilton in London Bridge. Myself and Stato are going to that, so we'll try and get a bit of footage and interview a few of the boys there. I think there's going to be about 15 or so from that season. All my era, all like Butts and Timmy Breaker and Morley and Bish is going. Apparently Potsy will be there, so we'll try and get as many of them on camera as we can. I'll put together a little video and put that out for you guys to get your thoughts as well. But as I said, that's it, my friends. That's it today. Short and sweet, just like me. Thank you very, very much. As I said, if you're new around here, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe. We're on the road to 14,000 subscribers. I think we're a couple of hundred off. So maybe by Christmas, maybe be nice. And then obviously the goal next year will be 20,000. That's it. 20,000 by the end of next year, which would be lovely. And yeah, take care, everyone. Stay safe. If you want to become a channel member, there's a subscribe button. But next to it, there's a join button. Click on it, become a channel member, get entered into our channel. We do regular, every month we do a memorabilia draw. We'll probably do it next week. We've got a couple of signed notebooks, a Tony Cottee one and a Trevor Morley one off the top of my head. So that's part of, so anyone who becomes a member automatically gets entered into those draws. So that's good. So take care. Nice to see you on a live. I do apologise. We're not doing. We've done a lot of lives at the moment because there's not really much to talk about. Like as a subject. But on Friday we try and always do a live if we can, just to finish the week off nicely. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay positive. Keep the faith. Come on England on Sunday, and I'd like to thank all of our channel members and also our channel sponsors. So take care. Bye bye. Much love.
It's like a family tree, part of you.